Mickey Mouse has been the face of Disney for nearly 100 years. He's on the logo, he's on the merch, he's in Times Square. So why did it take until 2020 for Mickey to get his very own ride-through attraction? And could the song written for it be the most carefully engineered earworm in theme park history? Well, grab your picnic basket and buckle up, because today we're diving into the music of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway and the surprising story behind Nothing Can Stop Us Now. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Hey party people, I'm Chris Waffle and welcome to Area Loop, where we look at the songs that make the rides and the music that makes the parks. In this episode, we're hopping aboard a runaway train, something that happens at Disney parks more often than you would think. Somebody should probably look into that. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is a charming family ride which opened at Disney's Hollywood Studios on March 4th, 2020 as the first Mickey Mouse ride-through attraction in the history of Disney theme parks. March 2020. Sounds like a good time to open a ride. What was happening then?
This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Several breaking developments tonight in the coronavirus outbreak.
The first, a major announcement from President Trump.
We will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
Also breaking, New York City's St. Patrick's Day parade now postponed.
More breaking news to tell you about the NBA tonight, suspending its season until further notice after a player tests positive for COVID-19.
And a big announcement from actor Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson. The two now in isolation, both saying they have the virus.
Anyway, it replaced the The Great Movie Ride, a ride missed by many and often cited as one of the best rides ever developed, where you get carjacked.
Everybody just sit tight. Nothing red lights against the law. I never break the law. Amen. Watch this.
And into this space comes Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, designed around the aesthetic and energy of the most recent Mickey Mouse shorts that have been running on the Disney Channel since 2013.
I just can't believe I'm really here. It feels so magical.
What do you say we go on a ride?
And here's where the Imagineers set themselves an interesting challenge.
You'll find a way out.
No, it was to put people inside these cartoon shorts. And they did it with what they called 2.5D technology. It's essentially a 3D environment built out of 2D planes, giving everything depth without requiring glasses. It's projection mapping on dimensional sets with special paint on the ride vehicles that make them look hand-drawn. And the whole ride is designed to make you feel like you've literally stepped inside the cartoon. Lead Imagineer Kevin Rafferty described it as one of the boldest, most impossible things he's ever worked on in almost 40 years of being an Imagineer.
It's just incredibly exciting. It's been a great journey getting here, but now here we are.
And it was also the latest iteration of the trackless ride system, as seen in such hit rides as Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. There's no track. The cars just go all over the ding-dang place and using GPS or something. I don't really understand it, but the ride basically goes like this. So you go into this theater, you're watching a new cartoon where Mickey and Minnie are going on a picnic. Suddenly, Goofy rips a hole in the fabric of our reality, and we are urged to move from the fourth dimensional world that human beings evolved to think and move in to a 2.5D cartoon world. And we get on Goofy's train, and he gets distracted, and we end up jumping in and out of some crazy cartoon scenes. And like we go to Daisy's dance lesson for some reason, and we fall into the ocean. Spoiler alert. And we do end up at the picnic, but it took so long that now the sun's going down. And sure, making it look like you're in a cartoon is great, but it also needed to sound like you're in a cartoon. So who do you call when you need to score something that sounds authentically like a Mickey Mouse cartoon? Well, ideally you call whoever scored the actual Mickey and Mouse cartoons. And that's exactly what they did. Enter husband and wife team Christopher and Elyse Willis, a composer duo with interesting career profiles. I mean, this is Area Loop, so if it's not interesting, I just gloss over it. But let's start with Christopher. Great first name, born in Australia, raised in the UK. He's not your typical Disney songwriter. He has a PhD in musicology from Cambridge University. His dissertation was on the keyboard music of Domenico Scarlatti, an 18th century Italian composer. He trained as a concert pianist at the Royal Academy of Music in London. You know, not someone coming up with writing pop hooks. He relocated to California in 2007 to pursue film music and spent years working in the studios of other composers where he contributed additional music, including to things like Winnie the Pooh, X-Men First Class, The Twilight Saga, and eventually he wound up co-scoring the HBO comedy Veep. Not the obvious guy for a Mickey Mouse ride, but in 2012, Disney Television Animation was doing a blind casting call for composers for the new Paul Ruddish Mickey Mouse shorts. Am I pronouncing that right? Paul Ruddish? Paul Rudish? Christopher has talked about how getting that gig felt completely out of reach at the time. I had been assisting other composers and wasn't established at all, but was very fortunate in that Disney TVA was doing blind casting calls, which meant that the executives who were listening didn't know if it was a big name or not. Good thing they didn't get a submission from Gary Glitter. He got the gig, and that began what would become the 10-year run as the musical mastermind of the Mickey Mouse shorts, picking up 5 Annie Awards and multiple Emmy nominations along the way. Elyse came into the picture a little differently. She's a professional singer who found her way into the Mickey Mouse shorts world through Christopher's work. She came in to help find yodelers for this, and the collaboration grew organically from there. Here's how Elyse described their creative dynamic. Chris is a pianist and a composer, and he thinks lots and lots about harmony and what makes a good melody. I'm a singer, so I'm thinking about the singability of a song and the way the words work. The two of us together fit nicely when we're trying to create something like this. So now let's get into it. Nothing can stop us now. What's this song actually doing? Christopher has talked about how the first version of the song was actually a more literal picnic song, very focused on Mickey and Minnie heading out for their day, and it wasn't quite working. It was a song about a picnic, and it was too focused on Mickey and Minnie heading out and wanting their picnic. By the end of the ride, it felt like the song was going to need to be about something more, and that it had to be about the whole journey. Additionally, Christopher has talked about how they were almost too focused on the catchiness in early drafts. I was more preoccupied with the catchiness in writing that first song, listening to all the other Disney ride songs that I revere so much, but it was a little bit too repetitive actually. So it was a process of relaxing a bit on the final song and saying, we want it to be a Mickey Mouse shorts type of a song and a Great American Songbook kind of song. We love all that stuff. Let's not worry about whether it's catchy or not. So the final version shifted to that larger feeling. The feeling that Mickey, Minnie, and the writer, now having stepped into this cartoon world, are unstoppable. There's also something worth noting about the voices. Mickey is voiced by Chris Diamantopoulos, and Minnie was voiced by the late, great Russi Taylor, who had been the voice of Minnie since 1986. She passed away in July 2019, a few months before the ride opened, so if you've ridden this ride or listened to the song, you've heard one of Russi Taylor's final Disney performances. Now, let's get into this song. You know, this song lives in that sweet spot between Tin Pan Alley, like that Great American Songbook stuff, Irving Berlin, Cole Porter. and the bouncy, punchy energy of those 1930s Disney cartoons. It's in a major key, and it moves with a light swing feel. It's structured so the melody is immediately singable. So, let's see. There's an intro part. The intro part, it basically copies the chorus. And it has this like walk up thing that is kind of cool. So, you know, it starts out like, so like, something like that. And then basically, and it gets right into it. It gets right into it. So it's C. I'm playing C. Nothing can stop us now. I'll tell you how. A7. I'll tell you how. D7. We're gonna make it happen. To G. So I love playing bass lines like this. This kind of song is one of my favorite. This kind of love playing that. So nothing can stop us now. Then A7. I'll tell you how. We're gonna make it happen. Then that walk up. Let's take a ride. And then something, nothing absolutely could go wrong. I don't know what are the words. Let's take a ride. To the countryside. Good times. And then Minnie sings, right? Good times are here to stay. Big picnic. I like this kind of the walk up. So then it goes to the there's like a bridge. This is the bridge. So the bridge is like, now we're traveling down the open highway, and we're glad you're going my way, 'cause everything will be so peachy keen. So like that. And then it just kind of repeats that part with Mickey and Minnie singing back and forth. And they kind of, again, just like with a lot of these ride songs, it has to have the ability to go with any scene that it fits into. But that's basically it. One thing that's generally clever about the construction is how it holds up to those Irving Berlin classic songwriting rules. Things like keeping the melody within the normal vocal range, so anyone can sing it, using open vowels on the stressed syllables, and just making it fun to sing and hum along to. The lyrics also do something the best ride songs do, in that they work whether you're in the middle of the quiet scene or a chaotic one, which there is a lot of that on this ride. You know, nothing can stop us now. You know, we're gonna make it happen. It works whether you're, you know, floating past the carnival, when Goofy's train is careening off the rails, and just like we talked about with Pirates of the Caribbean, where they're looting the town and burning it, the sentiment is flexible enough to fit any vignette. Now, Willis didn't just write the song. He composed and arranged all of the ride's underscore and the area music as well. So the main theme gets recontextualized across the different scenes. Christopher has described his compositional process as starting with a map, a rough piano sketch, and then refining it from there. In January of 2023, a second version of Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway opened at Disneyland in Toontown as part of that land's new redesign. And while the ride building and queue are unique, the ride itself and the song remain identical. Nothing Can Stop Us Now has done exactly what the best ride songs do. Become bigger than the ride itself. It's on Spotify and Apple Music. It's on Disney playlists. Parents are humming it. Kids are requesting it. It's on memes. It's on TikToks. Definitely had a moment during the pandemic. And it definitely becomes an earworm. And that's exactly what Christopher and Elyse Willis set out to make. mixing an impressive piece of music with a historically reverent tribute. A song that makes you feel good, a song that captures something true about Mickey Mouse. And what is that? It's that no matter how chaotic things get, nothing can stop him. Nothing can stop the mouse. Nothing. So party people, what's your take on Nothing Can Stop Us Now? Do you think it earns its place alongside the classic Disney ride songs? Is the Runaway Railway experience better or worse for you with that song carrying it? And I want to hear, what do you think about this new era of theme park music? Original songs written specifically for rides by composers who are deeply embedded in the IP. Does that approach feel authentic to you? Just interjecting my own opinion, which I will do from time to time. I'm very curious as to what the early version of the song sounded like. The one where it was super, super catchy, but also really focused on the picnic. There's a part of me deep inside that longs for the hook. So Christopher and Elyse Willis, I know you're fans of the vlog. If you have that and can shoot that over to me, I'd really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this ride song deep dive, the channel is Area Loop. And you can give me the old like and subscribe, because in every episode, I'll be looking at another attraction song and asking, show me what's underneath, I'll find your harmony. And in the next episode, we're going to be asking, just how small is the world? Until the next loop, remember, the next time you're on a runaway train, just manifest going to a picnic. Nothing can really stop you. Do do ba do do do. How do I